Do you consider yourself an adventurous eater? Do you like to vary your diet and try new things? On this episode of the pod, we'll tell you all about the superfood Goji Berries. We hope to convince you to give them a try. Join us.
I'm Professor Megan.
I'm Professor Susan, and we're
your nutrition profs. We are registered dietitians and college professors who have taught more than 10,000 students about health and nutrition. We have answered a lot of questions about nutrition over the years.
Some questions we get asked every year, and some are rarely asked, but very interesting.
We are here to share our answers to these common and uncommon nutrition questions with you.
So bring your curiosity and let's get started. Welcome to our class.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first episode about unusual foods. We're going to call these snack-i-sodes. They're not going to be quite as long as our regular episodes.
We wanted to introduce all of you curious eaters to some new foods that might not be familiar to you. They may be consumed extensively in some cultures, but they're not as well known in more traditional American households.
We decided to create short episodes about these interesting and unusual foods. We'll describe the food, its history, nutritional benefits, any medicinal properties, and how you can find and prepare the food yourself. We'll also taste them on air and give you our honest opinion.
Ooh, looking forward to it. This idea was actually inspired by an assignment that we give students in our classes. Lots and lots of students are not very adventurous eaters. We'll ask them, what's the most recent new food you tried? And it'll be a different kind of burger at their favorite burger joint.
Exactly.
Like I had bacon on it instead. Or, I had blue cheese. Oh, my gosh. So we wanted a way to introduce some unusual foods that might pique student interest. And so we thought you might want to know, too.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this assignment. I always learned something new about the foods, and it actually encouraged me to pick up some new food sometimes at the store and try new things.
Absolutely. Don't forget, we're going to taste them, so stay tuned.
Today on this very first snack-i-sode, we'll be discussing goji berries, also called wolf berries.
So goji berries are small, oval-shaped, orangey red berries. They grow on a shrub whose scientific name is Lycium barbarum. They're native to China, and the woody shrubs can get as high as 12 feet tall and 4 feet wide. The branches look like a weeping willow, so they're super thin, and they start to curve and droop toward the ground. The bushes first produce small purplish flowers, and then small green berries that turn red as they mature. Berries can be harvested once every 10 to 15 days and up to 8 to 10 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been reported that the maximum yield of these fruits in China is about 7,000 pounds per acre.
Whoa, and these berries are small.
They are.
They're small.
Yeah.
That's a lot of berries.
Yeah, but they're super important in Chinese culture. They've been used in traditional Chinese medicine for thousands of years. The earliest known report of these berries is in the Compendium of Materia Medica, a historical medical text written in the 16th century by Li Shouzhan, a famed herbalist.
Legend has it that a 17th century herbalist, Li Tingyu, ate goji berries daily and lived to be 252 years old.
Oof.
I don't know if I'd want to live that long.
I don't think I would. In addition to long life, these berries are said to help your eyes, liver, kidneys, and your lungs.
Today, goji berries are considered a superfood. They have become increasingly popular in North America, Europe, and the Mediterranean over the past 20 years. It's reported that people in the West, like us here in the U.S., are paying 3 times the price of goji berries in Asia.
I'm not surprised after seeing them at the grocery store. I really hope these goji berries are as beneficial as they are believed to be, especially if we're paying that for it.
Yes, exactly. But let's talk nutrition.
Okay.
According to the USDA, a small handful of dried goji berries provides about 100 calories. It's also considered a good source of fiber, providing about 15% of the recommended daily intake. It also provides some protein, which is unusual for fruit. It's an excellent source of vitamin A, providing a full day's requirements. Also contains vitamin C, calcium, iron, potassium, and several trace minerals. Make sure to check out our show notes for more detailed nutrient information at yournutritionprofs.com.
Goji berries have been linked to eye, liver, kidney, and lung health for centuries, probably because they're really high in antioxidants, especially the antioxidants zeaxanthin, which has been specifically linked to eye health. Zeaxanthin is a carotenoid, which provides the yellows, oranges, and reds in many fruits and veggies. Goji berries have also been linked with improved immunity, beneficial blood lipid levels, and blood glucose regulation. They may also have anti-radiation, anti-cancer, and anti-aging properties.
Wow, that sounds great. So how can you get your hands on this amazing berry?
Well, in the U.S., goji berries are typically sold dried, and they look like raisins. But traditionally, goji berries are cooked and served in soups and teas. With their increasing popularity, goji berries are being cultivated more widely around the world, but the majority are still produced in the northern Ningxia region of China. They're kind of a vulnerable berry, and they perish rather easily, so they don't do well when on long transports. So usually we dry them for this reason.
Oh, that makes sense.
The recommended serving size is a quarter cup, just like other dried fruits, or basically a handful. They can be eaten alone or added to things like trail mix or oatmeal, salads. They can certainly be included in baked goods like goji berry oatmeal cookies or muffins.
Ooh, yum.
I also found recipes for smoothies, granola bars, desserts like coconut and goji berry balls or goji berry ice cream.
Ooh.
There was also a delicious sounding recipe for chicken, ginger, and goji berry soup. I might try that.
That sounds really good.
I don't know how we do it though. If it's dry, if we only have dried, I'm not sure if that'll work.
You hydrate them.
I guess. If cocktails are more your speed, like our speed, you can buy goji berry liqueurs, and those can be used to make refreshing drinks. So we're actually going to try a cocktail today made with goji berry liqueur.
Yum. I'm excited. Dried goji berries can last up to a year if stored in a dark, dry location. Goji berries can also be found as a supplement in powdered form or as a component of various juices.
They don't have to be dried or powdered. You can eat them fresh. And if you find some fresh ones, it might have to be at a specialty market. They can be stored at room temperature for about a week and up to 2 weeks in the refrigerator.
Before we taste test, is there any reason why someone might want to avoid goji berries, either the fruit or in the supplemental form?
That's a really good question. It is reported that goji berries might interact with certain drugs, such as blood thinners and medications used for diabetes and blood pressure management. So if that applies to you, make sure you check with your healthcare provider first. But overall, goji berries are likely safe to eat in moderation.
Okay, let's get on with the eating. Let's try the berries alone first.
Okay, so these are the dried berries,
The dried
right?
berries. They're a little bit smaller than raisins.
They are.
And I feel like they're harder than raisins, yeah. Got like a gummy.
Kind of gummy. I think they're a little sweeter than raisins, maybe. I don't know. They're kind of like a cross between a raisin and a cranberry.
Cranberry, that's what I was thinking, yeah. I don't know if I'd say it's sweeter then.
There's a little aftertaste.
Yeah. Okay.
I bought the dried ones in the grocery store. Our local grocery store, H-E-B. We're not sponsored, but we're open to it. And I paid $6.98 for about 2 cups.
2 cups.
About 2 cups.
So we just tried the dried berries, and a serving of dried berries on the package says it's about 2 tablespoons, which would be about the size of your thumb. We've also rehydrated some goji berries because in our research, there was a lot of stuff about fresh goji berries, and I've never seen
I couldn't find them anywhere.
So we rehydrated some.
We did. I soaked them in water, and I looked at several websites, and they said you should soak them in water for anywhere from 10 minutes to 2 hours. I soaked these dried goji berries in cold water for about an hour.
Okay. I think I like them dried better.
I think they've lost a little flavor. I mean, usually something dried, drying concentrates the flavor a little bit, but...
Yeah, and I also feel like it's the texture...
Yeah,
is kind of different. I'm not sure.
I wonder if the fresh ones, like if you got them off the tree.
Oh, I bet
they'd be more like grapes.
Yeah, maybe not that big.
Right.
But yeah, that would be really good. All right. So what's next?
Okay. So we also made this dessert. We made vanilla cacao goji berry balls. So it's just a few ingredients. It's dried goji berries, dates, cashews, vanilla, and we use chocolate chips. But if you want the vegan recipe, you can use the cacao nibs. They're no bake. So I made these with the dried goji berries. I put it in the food processor, and we're going to try these.
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can taste the goji.
I'm mostly just getting chocolate.
Oh, I was going to say I'm mostly just getting like the date.
Yeah.
But you can see the goji berries on it, and it looks good. I'm going to eat the whole thing.
Yeah. And this would be a high fiber snack because it's got dates, which contain fiber, goji berries, which contain fiber, nuts, which contain fiber.
And protein.
And protein. Not a bad little snack.
I like this.
Yeah. I would eat those again.
Me too.
We're going to finish off with our ginger and goji berry cocktail. In this cocktail are several ingredients. There are cloves, orange juice, lime, goji berry liqueur, vodka, and bitters. So we're dumping all of the ingredients into the shaker, and you shake it with ice. Here goes. Shaken, not stirred. And then you pour it in the glass and finish it off with a little ginger ale. All right, let's try it.
I like it.
You know, it would be good on a hot summer day.
Hot day, yeah, it's refreshing.
I think the cloves give it a little bit of spice, a little spice note that makes it refreshing.
It's complex. Like I feel like I can taste a bunch of different. I don't know if I can pull goji berry out.
Yeah, let me try. Let me drink some more.
I almost spit it out. Made me laugh.
I would drink this again.
I would too. I'm going to finish this one.
Absolutely. I also read instead of a ginger and goji berry cocktail, you can also just add the liqueur to Prosecco or some kind of sparkling wine.
Ooh.
And it makes it kind of like in France, they have what they call a Kir Royale. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not sure.
So Kir,
Probably not.
It's basically sparkling wine with creme de cassis added.
Ooh.
It's almost like a mimosa, but the creme de cassis usually doesn't mix together. It sort of stays in the bottom of the glass.
Well, maybe we should.
They also recommended that you could use this goji berry liqueur in that same way to make a goji royale.
Nice. I like that.
Another option.
So if you are interested in trying out some goji berries, probably going to find them dried here in the U.S. And if you know where we can get them fresh, let us know.
I'd
really like to try that. But dried goji berries can last up to a year if stored in a dark, dry location. They can also be found, like I mentioned before, as a supplement in powdered form that you could probably add to a smoothie or what have you. And then you can also find it as a component of various juices.
We hope you enjoyed our first snack-i-sode about goji berries and our discussion about its nutrition value and how to use it. We used it in various ways and had, I think, some success. We hope we've convinced you to give them a try. They're nutrient-dense, versatile, and pretty darn tasty, especially the cocktails.
I agree.
Check out the show notes for more nutrition information and links to the recipes we tried today on our website, yournutritionprofs.com.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to join us next month for our snack-i-sode about the beautiful dragon fruit. If you've got an idea for an unusual food you'd like us to try on the pod, let us know. Email us at yournutritionprofs@gmail.com.
And on our next regular episode, we'll answer the question, what do those best by, sell by, and use by dates on food packaging actually mean? Class dismissed. We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can find the show notes and a list of sources on our website, yournutritionprofs.com.
Your homework is to follow us at Your Nutrition Profs on Instagram and to listen to our next episode. You can listen on Amazon Prime, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere podcasts are found. We'd appreciate it if you'd like us, Write a review, subscribe, and invite your family and friends to join us too.
If you have a nutrition or health question you'd like answered, let us know. We may do a show about it. Send an email to yournutritionprofs@gmail.com or click on the Contact Us page on our website.
Thanks to Brian Pittman for creating our artwork. You can find him on Instagram at BrianPittman77. See you next time.